Hey guys, Justin Pickett back with you for another video. Just want to say welcome to 2023. Obviously a massive year in 2022 for everyone, especially in the industry and the property space as well. And 2023 is certainly looking to be no different. Biggest question we're getting asked at the moment is what's going to happen with interest rates. Even the bloke running the show still doesn't know 100%. We weren't going to move until 2024, and here we are in 2023 with 8 consecutive interest rate rises. It is January at the moment, so the RBA hasn't met this month. However, in February they will be getting back into the swing of things, and there are, I suppose, a couple of factors here which is really going to determine which way things pan out. So to curb inflation, obviously RBA has increased the interest rates, and they've done that for 8 consecutive months to try and tame that. Now, based on the data that's come out recently, looks like inflation hasn't been curbed yet from all those other external factors and things like that overseas. So if they haven't curbed inflation, there is the theory obviously that they're going to be continually raising interest rates to try and bring that in line. And with their efforts so far, not having done much, that is something that is concerning, that interest rates may go on the rise. The other side of the coin is that if we keep going, we plunge ourselves into a recession, which is also looking very likely with consumer confidence being lower, that if we do go into recession to stimulate the economy, they're going to need to lower interest rates in order to do that. So there are kind of arguments for both sides, and it's really a tough one to see which way this is going to pan out. You've got economists being paid millions and they can still never get it 100% right or predict what's going to happen with interest rates. Some things that will have a big impact on either side is that if interest rates were to, say, go down, that will be because of recession, but also the people coming off a lot of their fixed terms. So with the interest rates that they've done for those 8 consecutive months, there was a large portion of the mortgage market that were on fixed terms that still had 6, 12, 24 months left, and those effects haven't been felt by those guys because they're on a fixed interest rate, so those haven't come through. Now, in November of 2022, based on the data received, that was the highest month on record of refinancing and the amount that had been done. So that's a very good indicator that 2023 is going to be the year of the refinance. So a lot of people are going to be moving around, they're going to want to get the best rates, pull equity, whatever the case is, and a lot of those fixed rates are going to be expiring. So if you're coming off 2% interest rate or 3%, and now it's 5 or 6%, you're going to be looking for the best interest rates that you can, or obviously the terms that you need. So 2023 is certainly going to be a big one when it comes to that. So really interesting time. Are we going to see mortgage defaults and those type of things, which the media is predicting with the doom and gloom? We'll see. I think people who had to stretch themselves to get property in at 2%, and their mortgage repayment was say 10 grand a month, and if that went to say $15,000 or $16,000 a month, how are they going to cope? Someone whose mortgage repayment was 2 grand a month and now it's going to be 2,600, 2,700, may be able to cope a little bit more. So it's going to be an interesting time to see how that pans out and where we go from there. The other side of the coin there is that the real estate market is obviously a large amount of properties that are unencumbered, that aren't affected by finance. So that is something as well that we may not see the doom and gloom that the media is reporting. And obviously with growing markets, rental crisis, and those type of things happening as well, and the immigration rates being lifted, we're kind of seeing the immigration intake prior to COVID-19 with those breaks, which is going to obviously stimulate more demand, and there's going to be more people there as well. So that may not see interest rates change or the housing market, fall off a cliff that some economists and news articles are predicting. So really for me, as a mortgage broker, from what I'm experiencing and what I'm seeing, it's really going to depend on the data that comes out, but there are arguments for both sides that there are things that might have indicators that we go down in interest rates, and there's other things that interest rates may keep rising. But the biggest takeaway for this is actually for yourself and your personal scenario and what's going to work best for you. So if you do need to get in touch, you're coming off a fixed rate, we need to look at some options, interest rates are going up, those type of things, certainly feel free to reach out to us, email, phone number, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is. Happy to review your scenario and see what we can get done. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.